with a full buy, a full eco rather.
Yeah, I think they're probably just playing it as
A timeout.
yeah, safe talk about things, making a bit of noise here and there, but really not throwing themselves at the round. So
Yeah, the
just
French
using it to their
timeout.
advantage. The classic.
Very typical of I forget which team it was that did it a lot. NBS maybe.
Very games, I think, is an existence thing. So
Okay, it is an existence thing. So whoever got existence at the time.
yeah, I
Although,
think they were kind of the first team to start doing it. Particularly probably when like timeouts were still being figured out, like the proper system for them.
Talking of the French scene though. Yeah, no kill's gonna go their way. Talking the French scene though, I'm glad a few players have been rescued via G2. Just getting, you know, Kenny S out of a purely French-speaking team onto an international squad. Maybe they can do something instead of just having, you know, two French teams that are constantly shuffling between each other.
Yeah, I'm kind of a fan. I am kind of a fan, actually. And there's always been a lot of talk in that French scene about politics and things like that. You know, certain players really get on, others don't.
Oh, yeah. They are
it's hindered
very
some
petty.
of the lineups and whatnot. So,
I'm not sure about petty, but they do hold a grudge like no one's business. They just do not want to play with a certain player from some point on, and then it becomes a clique, and then, like, who joins which clique is a bit of a inside politics kind of thing. It's really the only scene I've seen work that way, and I think it's because the French don't really speak English all that well. I have a French girlfriend, I should know. Her friends, oh my, really not as fluent as some of the other Europeans you might meet. As I say that though, Denislaw does pick up Marcelius, and Rainwaker was picked up earlier. And SKADE have outside control, making their presence known towards Secret, but they are going to be hitting toward A. APEKS was ready for them, but it looks like they've decided to go somewhere else, chill for a little while, go toward Heaven while holding their outside position, making sure no one is flanking from Secret as well. And now they're committed to the A take. Truth ready for it. APEKS as well, but if he gets flashed, that's like a 1 kill maximum, and he has to turn around anyway. Gets flashed for the second one. Truth gets him through the squeaky, and Denislaw does pick up APEKS on the site though, so the site is theirs. The rotation going to come in from the vents, and Truth falls in squeaky as well. Knows the bomb is there, but that's a spicy, you know, aspiration to think you're going to pop out of that vent and kill whoever's picking up the bomb. You're just not. The timings do not, you know, equal out, as it were.
Yeah, definitely a tough one, to say the least. But awkward, it needed Truth to kind of pop off, which is difficult to rely on.
You did get the 1 kill, but I suppose in that position you want more.
Yeah. I mean, well, maybe not the position itself, but definitely like the position of the round, right? He needed a few more for them to have a doable finish. So it's a little unfortunate, I guess. However, the squad as a whole just not really stepping up in this round, and still not all said and done. They are, of course, that map down, so a lot more pressure on them, I would argue. SKADE, meanwhile, hot on the heels, looking good. APEKS do have money to buy up, so we are, well, yeah, going to see a solid buy. No double up setup. I would have been interested to see maybe they could have gone towards that. I know Dennis, you know, we talk about days of old. He did like an AWP back in the day. So maybe they could have gone for a double up setup here, changed it up slightly, but opting not to do so. I think just about with the Lost Burners stacking up as well, they should be able to put together a buy into the next if they lose this one. Of course, worst case scenario on that.
Ooh.
And it might ring true. Yeah, Denislaw opening up. The utility usage is solid from the CT side, though. Oxygen did not get to play the game this round. Back into a 4-on-4 very quickly. That molly doesn't quite reach either, so there's still a player sat. Oh, Rainwaker surviving on 3 HP.
Luckiest man alive. But yeah, they do have the B bomb site at this point, and the bomb is also rotating down. Utility, they do have a smoke. Should probably throw it on the ground to just plant, because if you plant in the middle of nowhere in a smoke, very low chance of them spraying you down. A missed flash there, was going to go through the hole in the door. Doesn't quite work out that way, and then he dies because of it, and then it picks up a double with APEKS chiming in as well. And what looked like a good round for the T's quickly goes away. All off the back of that one missed flash into the squeaky. I wouldn't say it was all because of that, but, you know, we are looking at a very different round if that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
It costs them big as well, though. They have to eco this one out. APEKS can be up to 14, and then SKADE, if they want to win things in regulation, can't let it slip. If they want to win things overall, and, you know, with the overtime being part of that win condition, they probably need to bring it back to a 14-14 before they let another round go the way of APEKS. So a lot of pressure comes on to the next. Maybe steal this one away, but the chance is very, very slim, right? I'm not writing it off completely at this kind of level. We have seen some crazy rounds in this game. Spellin does have an AK out, but in terms of one smoke on nuke, I don't think it's going to happen. And Gruss, an absolute beast at ramp. They will retrieve the AK and should be able to get it into the hands of Duplicate, that other armored player, but all the same, a quick opener that he's able to dip away from, and they go, maybe not ramp in this round. Let's try a different approach. Over at A instead.
No one watching the HUD exit, though. The squeaky player does pick first, and APEKS with the double. Bumping up those stats from before, and APEKS find themselves one round away from match point. SKADE, I think if they lose this one, they're not too worried, as, you know, not to understate APEKS, but they are probably lesser team than Spirit. And if you almost beat Spirit on Dust 2, you're going to beat APEKS on Dust 2. We'll see if that even comes down to it, though, as a bit of a last chance saloon for SKADE. Mac 10 on oxygen. The old macaroni 10. Hopefully gonna get some work done, or at least entrying, because you want the first entry player to just sort of make some space. Russ denies that space, though, gets the spray down through the smoke. A double, and oxygen picks it up in the end. Marcelius gets him with an op, though. Definitely a superior weapon at that range. It's all down to Spellan with a flash through. Doesn't even consider saving this AK, because... Well, actually, I can't think of a justification why. Even if he gets this one kill, that's still the bomb down in no man's land. That's still not really a weakened economy from APEKS. I mean, I guess you get them from 3 to 2, but look at the reserves they have. I think they have buys for days.
He's got time here, though. He's waiting for someone to push in. It's not impossible if, you know, a lapse in judgment or, creeping into his crosshair. He's just not expecting it, though. I think if he'd have been trained on that, he may well have been able to drop a Kez, but it's just not going to be the case.
It was also 5 seconds remaining, so even if he got the kill, the one on ramp is secured and the round does not go his way. He did just he sacrificed himself there, and I don't really like that. I think the AK should have been saved for this one, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I suppose. He's able to buy an AK regardless. I
Could have dropped
he
it
just
to a
misses
friend,
out
but yeah.
on a little bit of utility. But we'll see, man. I said, look, they needed to bring it closer before they let things slip, before they let it get to 15 rounds for APEKS, and
Spellan
not able
down.
to do so. But, yeah, this round looking good. Speed employed, a lot of fire on the top side. They will drop a player down ramp. Pretty effective stuff. Meanwhile, APEKS pushing in, pushing forwards. Is he going to keep going? Looks like he will eventually. Oh, he comes back out. Spellan not ready for him. He does drop quickly, though. Left out in the open. Dennis going to fall as well. 4 on 3. I think with the double up setup, they might advise against it, and that's a tough thing to watch. Gruss not able to find that frag. I think with that might go, Maybe we save this one.
Maybe you
this one.
save the 2 AWPs. Yes, I think that's a wise
and
decision.
I'm kind of missing sitters, guys. So perhaps we try again next round.
Hopefully get, there you go, one more kill to sort of round it all out. SKADE low on utility, but it's really not worth to sacrifice an APEKS player to kill one of the saving players, for sure. But if you happen to see them offer themselves up like that and hit a nice flick, I'm sure he'll take that any day. SKADE do buy fully with AKs, no AWP, full utility. And we'll be seeing if they can get this one into overtime. They know APEKS is still on a double op setup, so maybe they can adjust for that.
Yeah, I think the speed might be nullified if they go for it again, but it looks like they are going to try and move in fast.
Yeah, very fast.
Loving these Molotovs. This is so good. Oxygen able to catch a caught off APEKS, to be honest with you.
Oh.
However, the rotations are in nice and fast. They're ready this time. Or Truth doesn't spot that player on the edge of the smoke somehow. Maybe 4x3 coming into play. So the 2-on-3 is not entirely out of the question. Another shot missed by Gruss, by the way. That opens the way. He gets the hard one, though, and he gets the second onto Dennis Law. Certainly missing some sitters, but when it comes to crunch time, Gruss will close things out here on Nuke. 16-12 in favor of APEKS. Certainly the close showing that we were expecting from that second map.
Yeah, just a very good showing there from both teams, to be honest. But, you know, one team does come out on top, and we find ourselves in a 1-1 in this best of 3. The last map, the decider, Dust 2. Honestly, who do you think is going to take it?
I feel like SKADE might. Their T-sides have actually been really impressive. Even on Nuke there, right? It's where they seem to perform a little better, a little more consistent. But then it's hard to read into with the pistols and everything having such an impact on the scores for them. I feel maybe if they don't pick up said pistols and get off to that strong start that they're used to, there may be room for APEKS to battle back for sure.
Exactly. And, well, yeah, we'll see what happens on Dust 2. Hopeful for SKADE. Like I said, they did lose to Spirit 16-14. Probably going to be less close in this one. I am picking them as like a 16-11 kind of team. They should be taking down APEKS pretty well. But we'll see what happens, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think so too, but there is certainly potential. We've seen that in that second map. Maybe APEKS are able to keep it close over on Dust 2. Of course, that is going to be it for a little while. We'll have to throw across to a break while everyone gets ready. Stick around. You do not want to miss this third map. Map 3 on the way. We
Hell
are here
yeah.
with APEKS and SKADE. It's going to be really exciting, actually, because it has been, well, I would say back and forth across the series, not necessarily maybe in terms of, the markers, the notches, but the last map was pretty exciting. A lot of key rounds coming in. Mirage, as APEKS kind of did, we can forget about a little bit. Fairly one-sided in favor of SKADE. Now we come into Dust 2, which both teams are proficient on, both teams are fairly comfortable on. However, as you've been mentioning across the course of the broadcast, SKADE lost out by a couple rounds
One
against
round.
Spirit earlier. Well, technically speaking, yeah.
And yeah, just the first map, Mirage, a one-sided affair. But the second one, Nuke, the one that you hopefully just watched, was just like a map neither team is very proficient on. So now we're moving from a neither team is proficient on map to both teams are proficient on map. So, and it's a aim map as well. So if we're straight going into that Dust is all about aiming narrative, who do you think wins this one out? Just like not thinking about momentum or anything, just pure firepower. Do you think it goes the way of SKADE?
I think so. Like, Bulgarian Counter-Strike, kind of famous for it. I feel this map is just going to play into their wheelhouse perfectly. Like, if you're looking at it, like you say, if it were a best of one, completely objectively and all that kind of stuff, I feel SKADE would just have enough to take it over the line. APEKS, though, they have a couple, right? We've had Truth looking pretty solid. Marcelius always looking good. Could possibly take over the game.
Could very well happen. Let's just hope that both of these teams are not worn out right now, because they did play a best of one and then immediately went into this best of three.
True.
With they probably shouldn't be feeling sort of a burnout or stress at this point, fatigue, I suppose. But yeah, we'll be seeing if either team starts to look a little bit sloppy. We did see one player, I forget exactly who, APEKS, with pretty much 0 kills. Well, no, 0 kills in the first half
Exactly, yeah.
of this previous map. So let's hope he isn't, let's hope he was just a utility player. We did see him throw a sick couple of flashes that won them the pistol. So that also has like an effect that we don't really see. You don't really see that when you open the scoreboard. But again, 0 kills. It's not
Listen,
something
man,
you want to have.
To be fair to him, he did end up with 10 and 6 assists.
On the half that they lost. So he was really one of the only guys sort of keeping them up, as it were.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So hopefully he can kind of get over that, right? And it does kind of come... If they lose, we point a big finger at him. If they win, there is a little bit of a caveat of, okay, maybe he's doing some other stuff behind the scenes that isn't necessarily reflected in the stats themselves. But at the same time, 0 kills and a half is just crazy to see, regardless of who wins and loses. It's just insane. So hopefully for his sake and for the team's sake, he can bounce back, because I'm not sure on Dust 2 whether they will get away with that again.
We'll see if that happens. The knife round having already been completed, let's see how the teams decide to rearrange themselves. And by the way, the one highlight where Spelln got a 3K with an op on bench on Mirage, the player that didn't turn around was indeed Truth and not Dennis.
Okay.
So Truth was the one that didn't play with headphones for some reason.
Yeah.
So off of that, our betting partner LootBet, you can see the odds right up there. APEKS, I wouldn't give them that much. I mean, I would still say they have like a decent chance. This is more of a 50-50 kind of game. Like, don't at me if you lose the bet off of that prediction, but that is my honest opinion at the moment. As Dennis gets a very nice opening kill, appropriately enough. Taking long control for his team, not really showing much aggression there, as the bomb is obviously in B tunnels, and with all the CTs, except for one rotated toward the A site, maybe the B explosion is a good call at this point. And Spellland does the shoulder peek. He sees there's no players there. They know it's going to be a B hit, but as I say that, they are rearranging again. The double fake going short, but the bomb is dropped in double doors. They should have let the bomb go first. That would have been the optimal decision, but they do wait a little bit, and now the CTs have plenty of time to readjust as they want. Going up short, AKAZ. P250 can't really get anything. A Spellland gets him very low HP and picks him off in the end. Marcelius trying to find someone with the Glock doing very fast flicks. Doesn't help if you don't actually click on the head. And SKADE, have they lost a pistol round in this entire series or the previous best of one?
I don't know. No, the whole day. Nope. What would it be now? 5-0.
That just...
Or 6-0.
That just screams not having a
7-0. Goddamn.
Yeah. That just screams not having like a good rifle round kind of win percentage, does it? I mean...
Well, that's true. That is fair. Other than Mirage, right? Well, they're not the cleanest when it comes to the rifle play, it appears.
But you can also chalk that up to APEKS not being super good on Mirage in the first place. So...
Yeah. Everything with a pinch of salt. And on the previous map, they, I believe, lost one of the force buys, right? If I'm not mistaken. APEKS were able to turn it around real quick and get themselves a bit of an advantage in the first half. So, a lot of their game, actually, predicated off the back of the pistols.
All the terrorists just sticking together for now. Looks like they are trying to get on that Xbox and onto short, and only one Goose player there to really check him. Actually, Spellland rotates back just fast enough. But he misses the entire actual execute, and now only one Goose player is there. He does have a SMG in an MP9. Gets a crisp double there, with Spellland chiming in with a double of his own. Marcelius, though, that was a pretty good shot. I'm not gonna lie. Almost gets him as well. I mean, almost, I say, but I think he did shoot at him, but the box was in the way. Hate it when that happens.
APEKS, though, employing that same kind of philosophy that we've talked about, right? Where they come in with this super strong buy into the third round. See whether it works out for them. It has done some real good damage in the past. And with 2 MP9s and a FAMAS, may well do the same here again. Ooh, whoa, Dennis. That is crispy.
Shuts down those dreams.
5-on-4, just like that. I mean... They do have pretty damn good for APEKS, actually. The CT's left at disarray all over the place right now.
They do have info, though. Top tunnels is completely clear, so they could just dedicate 2 players to watch the mid to B, while the other 2 watch short. And that's kind of how you would use 4 players if you already lost one. Might have to start going back toward B, though. That upper B tunnels being clear thing, info might be outdated at this point. And with all 3 players here, double doors, they do pick up 1, but more of a consolation prize than anything if the B bomb site is taken very fast. Gross and Dennis Law trade. And B bomb site is taken with a 2v3 retake from double doors side. Not looking too hot, so they are indeed going to be saving. And again, with these pistol round wins from SKADE, not really getting them much, as you can see here. It got them 1 round, so don't look too much into it that they keep winning the pistol rounds, but not necessarily the game all the time. It's pistols just aren't what they used to be, which I prefer. Used to be the only guns you used were a USP, a Glock, an M4, an AK, and an AWP, and that was the whole game.
True.
Don't miss those days too terribly because I like some variety.
Spice of life, as they say. SKADE, though, I think just about, yeah, are able to scrape together a buy. AWP involved. So a good fight going to be put up by them in this 4th round. APEKS looking to, well, just kind of pummel them and break the economy early, gain a lead early, as they did on the previous map. If they can get a nice clean repeat of a, 16-10, 16-11, 16-12, somewhere around there, I think they will be happy, and this is setting them up in pretty good stead. Speedy once again, down middle, kind of unorthodox smokes, actually. Not sure if this is from the CT side, but looking at it, I think it is from the T side.
Yeah, just like a smoke from the suicide or from T-spawn.
Yeah, but usually, that goes towards Xbox and they play for short, but covering out lower, not as commonly seen.
Ooh, Spellan gets him through that smoke, though. I guess the smoke wasn't up anymore, but he does get him there, double doors, and that leaves only the T's here at long doors alive. That nade not as devastating as you think it was, and the long take on its way. Oxygen, all down to him. He's been holding from that spot pretty well lately. And he does pick up one, but now 3 terrorists know about his position. 2 of them encroach on it, and it is a trade at the end. So a double for Oxygen, not that shabby. While the T's trying to rotate back, but Dennis Law spots him, sees the bomb as well. Not that the bomb's location was any secret, but a 1v3 probably going the way of Shade for this one. SKADE, sorry. The font kind of makes that K look like an H.
Really important round for them to be picking up. It's gotten them back into a doable situation early on in this first half. Solid stuff from SKADE, honestly, and cannot reiterate the importance. Coming off of the back of a lost map, you need this bounce back.
Yeah, and it's not like you have to go over Dust 2 again. You already went over it. You already tested it on Spirit earlier. So perhaps...
And it was their T side earlier as well that was really strong. So if they can set themselves up well, like a decent springboard, I think they're flying in that second half. So APEKS do have their work cut out. Going to need to find the next rifle round, probably the one after that.
That being said, they did set themselves up well on Nuke, but they didn't capitalize on it later. So even if they get a good CT start, not out of the woods yet. Could go anyway, and Gruss just gets a very nice deagle onto Spellan there. As everyone else just sort of falls around him, and this bomb being down, Duplicate has to go huge, gets a double. Oxygen 1v3. And as the T's do have armor, this is a bit of a tall order. Falls in the end. 2 for APEKS, just as we were singing SKADE's praises. They do show up back on the board, and the economy of the CT is not looking that healthy right now.
Yeah, kind of crazy, actually. Not 100%, right? Not super surefire. It's not like they're against Glocks, but you definitely expect them to be picking up that previous round. So, little disappointing, and I'm sure a little disappointed in themselves are SKADE, hence the pause coming in here.
Do love the timeout from them, though. They've been very diligent about doing early timeouts.
That's very true. I think both teams have, actually. I think APEKS called an early pause on Nuke, if I remember. So, lessons to be learned for sure, right? Both these teams seem to have solid philosophies, solid ways of approaching the game. It's just a case of, actualizing that, and maybe the firepower, unfortunately, is not enough for them to get beyond the point they're currently in.
Well, we'll see what kind of default they pull out for this one. Ooh, a fast B. That's not default at all. Rainwaker not even ready with his deagle out, and Dinoslaw neither. This is just a massacre here on B. I don't know what they were standing around twiddling their deagles for, but it does cost them their life.
Bomb has been planted.
Bomb going to be going down easy, and SKADE left. just to kill off a few players and, you know, maybe upgrade that FAMAS. That would also be nice. Definitely going to save the op off oxygen, though. You don't want to go for econ damage when you have an op.
Yeah, they're after him, though. Oh, kind of on both ends, actually. They're after both of them. Jupiter doing a really good job to fight his way out, but there's just too many bodies. Will eventually go down.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Oxygen keeps the AWP.
Yeah, that's kind of the important one, really. Moving into the future rounds, because even with the AK, they wouldn't have been able to buy or anything like that. Oh, they're doing a good job of really making him sweat, though, and I think he is going to go down. Yeah, he's not able to get away fast enough. You cursed him, Sermon. You cursed him.
Very unfortunate. He was ready for, like, his crosshair was way above the head level, so he was either ready for the off-angle peak where you go on the catwalk railing, I guess. I don't know what to call it, elevated surface, and just peek that way, or if it was a jump sort of bait. He was ready for both of those situations, but he misses the shot when it comes down to it and doesn't live with his AWP, so bit unfortunate. And in return for that, we get this all USP rush down mid strat. A matchmaking classic for sure, but not gonna catch APEKS off guard. They have a 3-4 lead in this one. And on the T side as well, I mean, I call Dust a little T-sided at the moment, but you do like to see a nice start. And knowing SKADE is going to perform well on that T side, you got to deny them all the rounds you can. You got to make them work for it.
Quick round coming in from Truth. Yeah, this could be messy. The molly's in play. Ready and waiting. Nice smoke from his teammate. Surely that gives the game away that there's someone there. But doesn't seem to be biting here. The fight's still going down over there. Marcelius is able to drop one. So looking good. Great return flash, but kind of too little too late. Or maybe not. Chris gets caught on the way out by those rotating players to help out. Meanwhile, B, which is the true destination, is left vulnerable. Really well played by APEKS. They will eliminate that B anchor. Also, Spellin getting taken down in middle. I feel like that has got to be it. Ooh, Truth. Filthy stuff. Dennis Law, once again, looking to save. SKADE are being outclassed in these past few rounds, I have to be honest. And it comes off of losing against the Eagles. They're really, really paying for that.
Yeah, just a masterclass in that sense, because they made long presence known, and they even got a kill off of it, and then somehow managed to go back and stay alive, you know, while also executing on the B bomb site, which they took flawlessly. So APEKS really on top of their game right now, and that certainly is a win condition, isn't it? Being able to be like, also like having the positional advantage as well as having the team that can shoot the best. And unrelated to that, if you head on over to our case sponsor Hellcase and use codes MaltaV and MaltaV15, you can get some nice bonuses for that. Just scroll on down if you're watching on Twitch and click that link and get yourself something nice. SKADE trying to find something nice for themselves there in lower tunnels, but they are going to fall back as they see Gruss there with an SG making a comeback. Very nice to see the scoped rifle back in play, especially for these situational angles. I mean, if you're aiming that far away and want the instant headshot potential, sure, you have to hit the shot, which is, you know, the fine print with every weapon. But it does seem like a good situational weapon for that exact place and time.
Yeah, I mean, there are some players that still kind of gravitate towards it. Like you say, situationally, though. But at the same time, it's very niche, I think. Just get good at the AK. Which is the classic click-on-head argument, but... Nah, I mean, from time to time, certainly, yeah. If you're looking for a specific reason, it can work out. Gruss going to find the first on Dennis Law. We've got another fast round from APEKS. That is an awkward one, to be fair. Rainwaker comes away with 2. They know where he's at, but yeah, the The push in at middle there, they leave it open because they're looking to take the fight at CT. Lo and behold, there's a man at CT, but there's also one behind them. So who do you fight? You can't shoot in two directions at once. Doesn't look like it's done too much damage to the overall round, though, as the bomb's gone down in this even retake scenario so hard. Smoke's in at door. Because of how fast it is from Apex, they have so much utility available. So the only real option is to come from tunnels, it looks like. And that is easier said than done. Oh, Marcelius, that timing, but he's so quick with the return peak. 3 versus 2. They're split up. Marcelius playing it beautifully as he finds Bellan. It's all onto Oxygen. They know exactly where he is. They're just going to play the time. And even then, they feel the round is said and done because he's not really moving in. Just going to save the AK. Will be a 7th for Apex. They are on a tear right now on this team side.
Ooh, Marcelius surviving with 1 HP after the explosion. Saving that AWP, very important. And the CT economy not looking too hot at the moment. Probably going to opt for some, well, a scout. I was thinking more Deagles, but Oxygen does pick... Oh, no, that AK is from before, obviously. As we do find another throwaway round for SKADE, and with only 3 on the board so far, I hope it's not too late for them. They're just sort of stacked on their respective bomb sites, waiting for the execute, hoping they can get as much done as possible, not contesting mid at all, which is usually where you find the frags, and then, you know, let the numbers advantage do its thing for the actual site take.
Oh, no. We lost a guy. Back. Back. Truth. He's being found out. He knows too much. And they've stolen him of the people, the shadow government. I don't know.
Illuminati got him, boys.
Yeah. Just throwing it back to your truth is out there reference earlier on. I can't quite... Are they part of the FBI in X-Files? I can't remember. Is it like its own thing? I think it's its own thing, to be honest. Anyway, it does give a slightly unfair advantage across to SKADE. Doesn't matter. Russ has evened it back up. Now it's all good. Now we're on a level playing field. The round can start fairly. Oxygen going to drop Dennis. He does get in behind from short. The bomb going down, and they're looking to try and gain ground elsewhere on the T side. And they will, over at long. Able to push in. Oxygen going to drop. Marcelius looking solid on the AWP. Sure there. I guess that one isn't an eco frag, but for the most part, it's an eco round. However, he's just looked very crisp, very clean on that AWP, which is a worrying thing when you're on Dust 2.
Same number of kills as Dennis. The others not falling very far behind. AKES, I mean, we've seen what he did on the previous map, but he's still in a 1-1 KD, you know? That's still, and being more of a supportive player, that's definitely acceptable. And someone in chat said he was an IGL as well, so I'm gonna believe them on that. Russ with a very fast, what is he doing? He's trying to take out all 3 at once, takes down 2, doesn't expect the 3rd, but he gets duplicate down to 46 HP. That man is insane. Holy, you remember, we already saw that play come in once and it just didn't work at all. He just fell flat on his face. I think that's what's meant to happen, Scriv.
Yeah, maybe. It goes a little better that time, I guess.
A little bit better,
Pretty spicy stuff.
Just gets a casual 2.5k. Not going to matter in the end, sadly, as Marcelius has to get this kill with an AWP. Is the pit player, Rainwaker, going to expect him? Oh, just keep looking a little bit longer, Marcelius. You got him. Ladies and gentlemen, the duel to end all duels. The smoke going down. Gonna... Expert flash there. Gonna take away vision from Pit. As Marcelius is expected to be sneaking up now to get the bomb, but expecting Rainwaker to like spray the smoke to give away his position. Doesn't though. Trigger discipline so hard right now, and Rainwaker does get the kill in the end, is rewarded for it. Just a wonderful display. that we got to witness. It was a bit of a mind game with that smoke.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, you know, to his downfall, Marcelius creates that mind game. But look, I got to be negative. I got to be a party pooper.
Oh no.
They only survive with one player. It's pretty costly. They've got two MP9s coming in that now puts a lot of weight into this next round. Not a massive, you know, I'm just telling it like it is, really.
I mean,
it's not the be-all and end-all. Duplicate, though, going to drop early on. Oh, Spellin looking good in lower. We have another fast and chaotic round coming in with no clear victor after the initial exchange.
Yeah, as two different exchanges happen. So now just going for that mid control, not really been contested from SKADE at all. And, I mean, they don't know it, but if they just rushed short right now, they would get the round and not get flanked. But they do indeed get flanked from Rainwaker, as the T's have absolutely no idea what's going on. The map control on them right now is basically where you see the orange dots on the minimap. That's the only area they control right now. Their immediate surroundings. As on the T side, you usually work to, you know, make a little bit of mystique for the other team, try and get them to think you are places that you aren't, you know. War is deception at the end of the day. And somehow, the CTs didn't expect them to just go up short, or maybe they're liking their chances with the retake. What do you think?
Bomb has been planted.
It looks like they're fancying their chances on the retake. I don't know. Dennis is in a really good spot if this gets overlooked, which it will,
did.
at least initially. Oh, in for the first second as well. Massive from Dennis. I think he heard the scope of the AWP and then decided to go for it. So well played. Patience pays off. 3-on-2, and they might just have pulled this round back from the brink. Russ will drop. Dennis trades him out. They're not expecting this third and final player to come in from short. Or maybe they are now. He just spots him out. However, the fight is won. And the trade is not fast enough with the bomb so far. Tick. The molly keeps him at bay. Rainwaker, he can't do it. He can't do it. He'll... Oh, no, he won't even find the frag again. Survives on 1 HP, but
Probably
the bomb,
gonna die.
in just a second, will indeed take him down. However, a 9th round for APEKS. They're straight back in. Sure, Rainwaker gets away, but they don't quite have the cash. I think they are going to go for the buy, but it's really not good.
Yeah, so SKADE, win or lose, they just leave one
double
player.
up setup.
Yeah, they just
my
leave
goodness.
one player left alive, and they're still able to go for a double op setup off the back of that. This is some great lose bonus right now. They are just doing... I mean, yeah, they are going for MP9s on the other players, but those two AWPs might do enough, Spellan. He's been so good with that op, it's ridiculous. Gets the second as well. Duplicate doesn't even have to fire a shot with his MP9. Doesn't even have to take the safety off. Scriv.
Mad.
Just very good kills there from Spellin. Like, Denny a bit more silent with that op, but it's the presence that counts. And they went toward him. I assured he'd have at least one kill up his sleeve. Hopefully several. There he goes. Expecting someone to be on Xbox, but can't find him quite yet. Duplicate. He's going to hear that grenade thrown, and oh, I thought he was going to swing off the back of that. Doesn't. Expects both of them to be there, I suppose. Gets the first on the spray down, and the second, Marcelius. I mean, great op, like shots, flicks, holds, whatever, from Marcelius this entire time. Not going to save him in this round, though. SKADE pick up the 5th. Double op setup paying dividends right now.
Oh, nice early tag though, and they're moving towards B real fast. Not going to follow up on it though once the molly comes in, but my goodness, they should. They don't know it, but Dennis are the only one here on 13 HP, Sermon. This could be a real quick B take coming in.
Actually,
Eventually they realize, okay, they're going to go for it. Clean headshot, it's overkill, but the damage is done. Akez dropping duplicate, that's the round.
yeah, they didn't know it was over so early, but it kind of was. Even with the assistants coming in to double doors, not really going to change much, and the retake should be called off now. Just get these players somewhere safe, please. Maybe pit or something. Are they actually going for it, Scriv? Are they actually?
Well, it's the final round. I hadn't noticed that when I threw it over to you as well. It's the final round of the half. So they are going to have to go for it. I mean, even then, you might as well just save your dignity, I suppose, because they're just rolling into the bullets here. Not going to happen at all. 10 rounds in for APEKS, hitting the double digits at the end, and I think that is a good enough T-side to set them up in a solid position to take this series over the line. But we'll see. We'll see. SKADE, the T-sides we've seen from them have been very explosive, very powerful indeed. They just need those trusty pistols once again.
Yeah, hopefully they can keep the streak going. It would be pretty nice if they won every single pistol in this evening and managed to, you know, lose both engagements. But we'll see if that happens. Someone typed SKADE bot into chat, so I think that's all the high-level analysis we need. I think they are doomed for this one. But hey, surprise me. Change my mind. And we'll see what APEKS can do to hold them back. Aggression from double doors.
There's your answer. There's your second. Not quite the third answer just yet. There's a few more to go for APEKS. Oh, through the smoke. That is still all going to be onto oxygen. He can't even drop Gruss. Wow. And that may well be the beginning of the end, because finally, SKADE lose a pistol. That's not a good sign.
Not very. At the time when they technically need it most, just a bit of a spray exchange there. Just like devastating for SKADE. And they, well, on this buy, only one player bought. Was that a miscommunication? Was that a hero buy for the scout? Maybe he really thinks he can, I don't know, open up short fast, but they just made noise. There's going to be a Molotov landing there very shortly in this. Just a grenade for now. Noise not enough to trigger the... Oh, wait, he doesn't have a molly, obviously, so the grenade is all they have. Maybe noise isn't so bad after all. Truth? Gonna have to do some work with that AUG while they're all distracted from the other gunfight, but Marcelius gets two as well. So now Truth just cleans it up, gets us into a 12-15 situation with Spellan very low on money. Usually not someone you want to have low money on, but hey, if you don't want to have low money, head on over to our betting partner, LootBet. And honestly, with these odds, I don't know which way I would go, because SKADE, come on, there's still a chance. It's online Counter-Strike, but they haven't been looking very convincing so far.
Really dropped off a cliff, eh? And we'll see coming into this round, going fast, able to find the first. 5-on-4, Marcelius caught in between a rock and a hard place, yeah, and well, the hard place slaps him. And with that, APEKS will look to save. I think they're happy to, you know, let one fall, let one go. It's all good. However, brought back into a 3-on-3, so they might reconsider and try and go for this. And the bomb has been down for about 15 seconds, so time is working against them. APEKS does have a kit available, but they're just waiting. They have to wait for all these smokes and whatnot to dissipate. Flash will come through. Noise being made by APEKS. He needs to kind of stay alive. It's not going to be the case. It's Dennis in a 1v3. He can't get it done. And sure, they have a lot of rounds in advantage. They'll probably go for a buy here, but I think the decision to save is, again, that logistical, objective, smarter decision. Maybe their confidence getting to them a bit.
Absolutely. Still twice as many rounds on APEKS. And we'll see if that advantage goes away slowly or just sort of escalates into a 16, I don't know, 10 kind of victory. But definitely not over for SKADE yet. They got a few rounds in their back pocket. They're going to take him out real soon. With a nice entry into CT, both of those players dead. The mid to B take going to be completely unhindered now as the B players fall as well. And while they're still looking around trying to clear every conceivable corner, decides clear guys who killed 4 people. I think it's safe to plant. It wasn't a stack or anything as Gruss on top mid with the Deagle. Trying to find, 1 or 2. One is even asking a lot as he gets sprayed down through the doors. So let's see how tasty this double op setup for Marcelius and Truth can be in this round.
Yeah, gonna have to be pretty solid. SKADE are on somewhat of a tear early on. Bouncing back pretty quickly. This could be a chance for them to really solidly close this gap and gain a good amount of confidence if they're able to win this round. This is gonna be rough for APEKS, by the way. No kits. Very little utility. So like you say, the double up setup needs to prove itself. They've put all their chips in here. Kez gonna drop early. SKADE kind of taking a leaf out of the APEKS book of keeping the CT area somewhat open to begin with, and then moving in with the mid to B smokes.
Just no chance for this B hold here.
Just gonna fall here. Yeah. We'll see. Unless Truth pops off, nah, not gonna happen. Yeah, they just get clapped just like that. 2v2 though. Marcelius over the smoke.
I mean, yeah, they can just count on acts of God happening like that, but
wow.
I don't really think that's going to rescue them in the long term. That take was just too calculated. I mean, the numbers advantage and the positional advantage was insane. There's just no way that B take doesn't happen. But the after plant as well, come on, limited utility from the CTs. What are they going to do? The car guy is just going to look at the ground forever. At least until some kind of noise happens, and just as I say that, the 2 CTs fall pretty fast. And we'll see SKADE on a mini comeback here.
Getting there. But as well, even just reading into like the fact that, they keep things open, I think they know if they show a tiny bit of presence around middle, someone from the APEKS side is going to come sniffing, so that certainly seems to be the case, right? Let's see what the deal is here, though. They are just going to be ecoing things on the APEKS side, so not expecting too much from them in this round. They've gained some ground on short, though. Certainly could catch 1 or 2 off guard. SKADE, meanwhile, I feel are playing this round very safe, because they're not sure whether aggression is coming in or not. So, no risks. And then they've had some guys posted out long. That's the one area that they know is safe, and the whole team goes there. I really do like this approach from SKADE.
Yeah, and I kind of like the approach from APEKS as well. I mean, you can do quite a lot when there's like an obvious site take happening and you're on short, like that, for example. Like, you can just have 3 players posted up here, maybe get one into Gandalf real fast, get some kills there. Gruss gets 1, but that's about all he accomplishes there. The bomb gonna go down, and pretty much, are Dennis and Truth even gonna save the armor and the Deagle? I aren't think so.
Wait.
That was intentional, don't worry.
No, I got it, the tone of voice. But there may well be some people in the Twitch chat, you know what they can be like. Ooh. Duplicate. Clean double to finish us off. A 4K overall. So, starting to stat pad ever so slightly.
Indeed.
But certainly going to be good for the confidence, right? And we talk about this all the time with Dust 2. Individuals are very prominent. And SKADE, well, they kind of need somebody to pick up the mantle, really, and keep this train going.
Duplicates there with 19 kills. That's as much as Dennis and Marcelius have,
Okay, so maybe he is the one. Maybe he is the one if he can continue.
They need 2. That's the sad reality here, because APEKS has 2 players popping off. You kind of need 2 to match. And then maybe with a little bit of team play, you get it all done, but they should know there's an AWP on the other side of CT there, so we got to use up those smokes, boys. And a B take on its way. Look at this surrounding, like, just one player holding here, Truth. He's got no chance. A singular AWP in the middle of the site, not really going to do much, and SKADE do take another. Just wondering, where did the other guy die? One was on B and the other APEKS player.
Minimap, eh? May well have died. Oh yeah, there you go. He died on the window. So they both died on B.
Oh, okay.
Dennis with a double. Okay. Interesting. Actually does play into their hands a little bit, right? Keeping this economy modest.
Modest. It's 4K, 7K, 5K, 7K.
Well, that's what I mean. Now they have to buy, I think. And yeah, the little things they can help. He gets another. I mean, even just getting a triple feels good at the tail end of the round.
Certainly does, but it does little to damage SKADE's economy. I mean, when you have a player go over 10K, that's how you know it's a little bit out of control. As the timeout comes out of APEKS, it's been a long time coming. Probably should have done that about, 2 rounds ago, I think. You had some fundamental problems holding on to that B site, losing players in CT, perhaps. Not being ready for that fast mid to B at all. Something has to change there, and frankly, I don't know what they can do, because, like, what do you do? Just move off A players to help out? Go a bit more of a 2-1-2 setup?
Something's got to change.
Yeah, that's how you leave, like, long exposed, right? Because whenever SKADE gets a good spawn for long, they can just do the madman rushing long strat, which, oddly enough, worked that one time. Didn't work another time when we saw it in the previous match. I believe it was the first best of one we had with Spirit. Either way, Felon gets a good entry. Almost gets the second. It was on point, but through a box. As, yeah, the bomb being low HP kind of goes down there, and while the B bomb site is surely theirs, Truth is gonna give them a hard truth, as it were, that this isn't as clean cut as you think. Denisaw gets him, but APEKS and Dennis with 2 kills in quick succession secure this round, in my opinion, as Duplicate. Good as he's been. 20 kills on the board. Those 17 deaths, you can see how they have been pressured economically in that sense.
Oh my goodness. The smoke works out perfectly for Duplicate. Wow. Definitely not impossible here.
Dennis is such a bad position.
This is so awkward. I feel like he gets a little overlooked, surely. And using the flip doors to his advantage, because I feel he's going to see the gun barrel poking in. And there you go. Back turned. Easy pickup for Dennis. Really great spot, actually. I'd be interested to see if we see that come out a lot more from players in situations like that, because I feel, again, with those doors being flipped and players being kind of uncomfortable going into B compared to, the yesteryear, I think they may well overlook that position from time to time, usually covered by the door.
As you would expect. Someone in chat just asked, how have APEKS looked so far? Up and down, but, it looks like they're on the up once more, and with 13 scoreline, it does look pretty good. A little bit of a exchange there on middle. And with Dennis here with just a silenced M4 to hold it all off. No chance he gets fast help from long doors. They did the deep long doors, but that's not going to pay dividends at all, as there's no T's in that direction. And I doubt he's going to be pushing that out to go for a flank. It would be too slow anyway. Dennis knows what's up. He starts spraying. Very good to have a silencer in this position because you don't see the tracers through the smoke, but he falls anyway as he did make noise. The silencer doesn't actually get rid of it. Dennis picks him up. And yeah, silencers are meant to just disguise the sound of a gunshot, make it sound like something else, not really to make it silent. That's why the word suppressor is more appropriate. Tangent over, though, as Dennis Law picks up truth there on short, and this round looks like is definitely going to be going the way of SKADE. The CT is opting to save here on long.
Yeah, it's one of those technicalities, though, isn't it, to be fair? A lot of people get annoyed when you say clip, which I suppose made its way in, which,
That's
to
me.
be fair, I refrain from for that reason. But I feel it sounds and it rolls a little cooler than magazine, I have to be
It
honest.
definitely sounds way cooler. But here's the thing. A clip is called that because you clip the bullets together like
Yeah.
in a
I
revolver,
figured that's
you
where
know.
it came from.
Those
Yeah.
revolver loaders, I think that's a clip, but like,
And
you know,
like, surely
rifles.
breech-loaded rifles or whatever, like from the Second World War, maybe is where it comes from. I don't know.
Right.
My gun knowledge is not super deep.
Not sure why it's called a magazine though, because what came first, the magazine or the like paper small book that you buy at a, you know,
Don't
a
know.
kiosk?
Interesting question, isn't it? The etymology of gun part. I know what that one's called though. It's called a bullet. Landed in Dennis's head.
Went through a helmet.
Yep. And now he is dead. So there you go. Very simple formula. Works out pretty well for Dennis Law. And I feel with that early frag coming in, they can now just rest on their heels, chill for a bit, see if anybody else on the APEKS side makes a move. And the force buy is somewhat nullified when your initial aggressive move doesn't work at all.
Ooh, those footsteps might make Gruss aggress a little bit. No, he waits and sees the shadow of oxygen. So the long player has been neutralized, but will they expect another short take? And will it actually be... They're not expecting it at all. They're just rotating the player down into CT. Gonna be regretting it soon. Gruss comes over with a molly. That's pretty good. It's gonna hold them back for a little while. Actually gets extinguished immediately. There was already a smoke there. Truth tries to get one, but falls. Through the smoke though, Gruss. It's fell on Rainwalker and Dennis Law. Kind of pick up the missing kills, and it's all down to Marcelius here. With just a deagle and a dream. And a hole in his brain as he does get tapped. With SKADE picking up 12-13. What do you think? This a real comeback or one of those fake get your hopes up?
I think they could do it. Their T-sides are really good, and I think they act very well when they have momentum in their favor. It's Dust 2, all about momentum, you know, broken record on that, of course, but I think this map really does play into the hands of SKADE, and clearly they've done some work on their T side, because coming into the day, it doesn't look like they have all the clear stats. But today, the T side's where it's been at against multiple teams. Truth, though, finding the first, quickly traded. Marcelius, however, is confident, catches a bit of a dismantled T side, and he will get another frag in there. So finally, as it seems I am singing the praises of SKADE, APEKS are able to be the ones in control.
But for how much longer? There's only one player on A. They're already shooting at him, so someone must have spotted him. And, well, from shorts, Dennis Law is going to have that information. Gets completely deleted by Gruss's AUG, though. Oh, and he just keeps going at it with a double. APEKS can't get a double with his own. That spray down was a little bit questionable there at that kind of distance. And Gruss definitely... I'm not going to say he won the round for APEKS, but let's just put it that way. If he only gets a single there and dies and lets him cross, that's definitely winnable by SKADE, and the fact that he gets a double just cements the round completely.
Absolutely. Looking real good. And I think if they take this one on the APEKS side, it might just be enough to pull it over the line. Obviously, overtime would be secured, which is a really good position for them to be in, but game itself, with the money that SKADE have, or rather don't, is going to be hard to hold on to. So a lot of pressure for the T side coming into this one. Comeback may well actually have been denied away here, Simon, when we were indeed, or I was indeed, saying that I think it would keep on going. So APEKS certainly shutting me up in a sense, but, you know, it happens. What can you do? Sometimes you are wrong. I don't mind being wrong. This great little A execute we saw from them earlier on, though, against Spirit, coming in once again with the 4 mollies over the top. Marcelius can't do anything to peek. The fire rains down. Gruss will fall. Rainwaker closes the gap. And the 5-on-3. All those things I was applying to SKADE in terms of finances also apply to APEKS, so they will look to save. And SKADE stay alive a little while longer here, keeping APEKS away from 15, which is so important.
Especially with the economy they had, or still have, I suppose. This was a make or break kind of round, and I'm really glad to see that SKADE aren't gonna give it up so easily. They are gonna pull this round out, and probably, well, no, I'm not gonna say probably, but a 14-14 future looks likely. And off the back of that, I mean, you know, it's only 2 rounds in online Counter-Strike. Who knows what's going to happen? But we're definitely going to be seeing a comfortable buy. Well, comfortable is a bit of a stretch, but, you know, they can drop guns to each other on APEKS is the point. And Gruss, is he going to go for a glass cannon op? He can. I know he wants to. That's why the timeout's there. Doesn't go for it, goes for... Oh, no! No. I'm confused. They exchanged guns. I don't see who exactly bought the AWP, but Marcelius has one.
Pressure's on, dude. A lot of weight here. Kind of do or die. For APEKS, you feel. I think SKADE, now the momentum shifting back towards them, it is so wild, and both teams capable of taking this one over the line. It is insane. And it's so fun to watch. Okay. Well, there's some pretty big mind games. 2 seconds left until we got into the round, and SKADE come in with a timeout of their own.
For those of you who didn't watch, they did the exact same thing on, what was it, Nuke?
I think so, yeah.
I forget.
And then we had like a technical pause after it. So are we going to see that again? Is it like an actual mind game confirmed, or?
No, we can't just take the free technical pauses. We have to take one.
I feel like, giving them the benefit of the doubt, I feel like on Nuke, they might have called a tactical by accident and meant to call a technical.
Probably.
Then you kind of have to let the tactical run down, and then they're actually like, wait, our issue isn't sorted, so sorry.
Yeah.
This time, it is just pure mind games. No cheeky tech after the fact. It's just timeout after timeout, which is fair. They do need to work things out and make sure they are sure of what they're doing, because, of course, so much weight coming into these next couple rounds.
And hey, no matter what happens here, SKADE are the kings of BM for doing that, and I love it. Just gonna, you know, hopefully they win off the back of that, because you kind of have to put up or shut up at some point. But I like the attitude. And from the looks of things, APEKS are going to be going for this mid engagement, definitely, with Truth this close up and an op pretty far away. We saw previously, the op just sort of gets 2 kills, and the up close guy doesn't have to do anything. But the up close guy, very important in Truth. Gonna get flashed in? No, just a bit of a fake flash, and Marcelius gets one. After the second, like, if he gets aggressed on, he is very safe from Truth, but he does decide to fall away as well. And we do have the man advantage here. SKADE a man down, and Danny Slaw 50 HP down. Well, not going to do caster math now, but he has 35 HP. And it all
65 HP, my guy. Minus 65.
There you go. No,
there we go.
Caster math is bad. Never do that.
Yeah, it's so hard when you're talking and then you've got to do it in your head and you've already set it up and it's like, don't mess up, make sure you get it right, and then you second guess yourself and then you go with the second guess, and it's like, ah, damn, I originally thought the correct, so you might as well just avoid it, really, because it's just not worth the stress. Either way, moving on to B, Gruss is able to get one. He will drop. However, Truth in a great spot, gets overlooked, and the bomb out prematurely from Oxygen. Disaster strikes on the B-bomb site. Duplicate tried to do what he could on the flank, but it's not enough. And APEKS handed a miracle at the tail end of that round. Absolutely beautiful stuff from Truth.
They only got the 1 kill on B. Why would you start running around with the bomb immediately? It's not like they were that low on time, were they?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I wasn't looking at the timer, but like, you really don't do that. You make sure the obvious angles are at least clear before you go for the plant.
Might get a replay jump in here.
And yeah, APEKS with another timeout. Let's hope SKADE can mirror it, though they may be out of timeouts at this point. Haven't been keeping track, but they do like to take those nice and early. Looks like no mirrored timeouts are going to be coming in. And SKADE, with everything to prove, for all the marbles, gonna try and force this one into overtime. X has other ideas, though. Dennis in lower gets 1 kill and then goes back. Guys, I may have just won us this map. You're welcome, he says in the team comms. As he's set up now for the double doors hold. While SKADE, they just have no idea what to do. They are a little bit in shambles. Only 2 smokes and the flash to their name. Let's see how they use them up. That's just enough to do a mid to B, as you can throw it both on the boost spot and on the mid to B proper. It doesn't look like they're going to be using them for that anyway.
Yeah, just going straight in for the full frontal attack, straight into the crosshair of Marcelius. He's able to find one, dips back pretty easily. Oh, gets a second as well. Marcelius, the absolute beast. Dennis, meanwhile, moves in to help him out. And that should, in theory, be all she wrote. Felon gets the first in this 1-on-4, but he's immediately dealt with by APEKS. 16-13, another close map, but it does go